All right, let's dive into something really cool today. We're talking about an open source project that honestly feels like it's been pulled straight out of science fiction. It's called The Force, and it could totally change how we interact with, well, everything around us.
I want you to just imagine this for a second. You walk into a room, you clench your fist, and bam, the lights turn on. Or maybe you do a little pinch with your fingers, and they dim down to that perfect movie-watching level. You didn't have to fumble for a switch, you didn't yell at a smart speaker, it was just you, your intention, and a simple, silent gesture.
Now, as much as this sounds like sci-fi, it's actually designed to solve a very real-world problem. You see, our modern smart homes, for all their bells and whistles, still have this clunky interface problem. We're still looking for that missing link. I mean, think about it, right? Voice commands get misheard all the time, or they feel super awkward when the house is quiet. Touchscreens mean you gotta find your phone, unlock it, open an app, and don't even get me started on lost remotes. And for anyone with mobility challenges, these little inconveniences can be huge barriers. So, how do we make that connection more seamless? Well, the answer isn't about building better microphones or shinier screens. It's about listening directly to the human body. It's about, believe it or not, listening to your muscles. The secret sauce here is a technology called electromyography, or EMG for short. See, every single time you decide to move a muscle, even just to wiggle a finger, your brain sends out a tiny electrical signal. EMG sensors are designed to pick up those little microvolt level signals right off the surface of your skin. The best way to think about it is like this. EMG is basically a universal translator. It takes the silent, electrical language of your body's intention and converts it into a digital command that a computer can actually understand and, do something with. And for the very first time, this kind of tech is finally moving out of the research lab into a device you could actually wear. The big catalyst here is Meta's Neural Band. It's a sleek little wristband with up to 16 EMG channels. It's sampling data 200 times a second, and the battery lasts all day. This is the piece of hardware that makes the whole thing possible. So, okay, we've got the hardware. But now there's a new challenge. How in the world do you connect this futuristic wristband to your smart home? Well, that is where this project comes in. This is where we unleash the Force. So here's the key. The Force is the software bridge. It's a totally open source system that was built specifically to take all that raw data from the neural band and translate it into commands that Apple's HomeKit can actually use. And the whole process, from you making a gesture to your lamp turning on, is this lightning-fast four-step journey. First, Wrist Echo grabs the raw electrical signals. Then, Phantom Decode, which is a really smart neural network, figures out what you just did. Was that a pinch? A clench? Next, Hexbridge maps that gesture to a specific command, like turn on the light. And finally, Force Core sends that command out. The whole thing happens in less than 150 milliseconds. It's incredibly fast. That all sounds super impressive on paper, right? But the biggest question is always, does it actually work in the real world? How does this sci-fi system really stack up against other methods? Well, the results are pretty stunning. When you compare it to a more standard, rule-based system, the Force's neural network is just better, way better across the board. Accuracy skyrockets from 77% to 92%. The delay or latency drops. And maybe the most important thing, those accidental activations, false positives, they're cut down by a whopping 75%. Let's really focus on that 92% accuracy rate for a second, because that's the key. Hitting that number in an uncontrolled, real-world setting is a massive deal. It means the system actually works reliably, not just in some pristine lab, but in your messy, unpredictable living room. And let's talk about speed. The total time from you making a gesture to your light actually turning on is just 130 milliseconds. Now, to put that in perspective, a human blink takes about 300 to 400 milliseconds. So this system is acting on your intention faster than you can blink. It feels completely instantaneous. So what does this all mean? Let's zoom out a bit. We're looking at something much bigger than just a cool new way to turn on your lights. This is a really foundational step towards a future where our technology and our own biology are just seamlessly integrated. Welcome to your bio-hybrid future. So here's the real takeaway. First, this is a total game changer for accessibility. It offers truly intuitive control for people who might struggle with touch screens or voice commands. Second, because it's open source, literally anyone can build on it, can adapt it, can improve it. And third, and this is critical, it was designed with privacy in mind from day one, making sure your personal biometric data stays safe and secure.
And this project is really just getting started. The roadmap for the future includes personalized models that can learn your unique muscle patterns, support for other ecosystems like Amazon's Alexa, and even integration with augmented reality. Imagine overlaying digital controls right onto your physical world.
You know, the project's creator, Joseph Defendre, left us with a perfect quote in the research paper. It just captures the whole spirit of the project, right? It's about taking a bold leap forward into a completely new way of interacting with our technology. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought to chew on. As this technology gets better and better, the line between us and our devices is just going to keep blurring. So the real question isn't just about turning on a light anymore. It's, what will you control? What will you create? What will you become when your own body is the ultimate remote?